Hey everybody, and welcome to my N5 series on the SP404 Mark II, where I cover a topic in about 5 minutes. Loudwood writes in and asks how you send, or can you even send pattern data from the SP404 Mark II over to the MPC? The answer that is short is yes, you absolutely can. So you don't have to like transpose everything over entirely. There are a couple gotchas though. Number one is if you're going to use chromatic mode, it's not going to send those pitch changes from the SP404 Mark II over to the MPC, which can be a little bit frustrating. Similarly, though, if you're using 16 levels on the MPC, it's not going to send that over to the SP404 Mark II either. But with that said, let's just get into some of the settings and I'll show you what you can do and some suggestions and advice I'd give you. So first, from sample mode, hold Shift and Pad 13, go into your system menu, and under MIDI, I would advise doing MIDI sync to MIDI so that you sync to the transport controls and the clock of the MPC. And this will allow you to keep things running a little bit easier and more smoothly. I would also suggest for this to work, you have to turn sequence note out on. You can decide whether you want pad note out on or off, but with it off, you can tap pads as much as you want, and it's not going to send the MIDI data over. I'll show you that in a second. Yeah, I gotta go. Let's go sampler. I'm just gonna turn monitoring on, and let's hit exit. So with those settings set on the MPC or the SP404 Mark II, let's exit, go to pattern. I'm playing some stuff. We can even see the notes already showing up over here. The reason why is I've got the output on the SP404 Mark II going to the input on the MPC, and then I've got the MPC output going to the input on the SP404 Mark II. Just all going over MIDI, nothing fancy. So with this said, next we want to go to the settings on the MPC. I'm just going to go preferences. We'll go MIDI sync, and I'm using MPC 1 as the input port. So that is what's getting the input from the SP404 Mark II. And you want to make sure you have track turned on. And for your output port, this is what's coming out of the MPC. You want to make sure you have sync on. Whether you have track on or off, track on just allows you to send notes back over to the SP404 Mark II, but the important one is we need sync on so that we can get the transport controls and the BPM sent over to the SP404 Mark II. With all of that set, we should be good to go. And to just test it, I'm going to hit the I/O button in the top right. And if I go back to the SP404 Mark II sample mode, we can hear it, but we can't see a note showing up here. That's just because the pad note is set to off, so it doesn't send notes for pads. However, if I go over here and hit the pattern, we can all of a sudden see a whole bunch of note activity. It's sending the notes, it's picking them up, all that good stuff. So let's close this. And effectively what you want to do, what Loudwood's looking to do is to record the pattern from here. So what you need to do, couple steps, is first we want to make sure sync is going. So we're going to hit play. Right now it says BPM 154. If I hit play on the MPC, we should whoopsie daisies, didn't mean to trigger compressor. We can see that this is now in pattern mode. It now says external and then 96, which means it is getting the external MIDI clock from the MPC, which is set to 96 BPM, and it's going to follow the BPM there. Also, when I hit stop, it will stop playing on it'll stop the pattern on the SP404 Mark II. So to just show you, hold enter, you can queue up a pattern without playing it by holding enter and pressing the pad. When I hit play, you'll hear it'll start the track at 96 BPM instead of 154. And if I hit stop, it will stop the pattern. The pattern is still queued up, and I can change to a different one. So I can do start and stop as much as I want. And it will keep doing it. Now, I've got a 2-bar pattern over here on the MPC, and I've got a 2-bar pattern here on the SP404 Mark II. Just a thing I would note, I would hit the pencil up here, or in the sequence, do double length. I want this to be 4 bars. The reason being is usually it takes about a bar for an external MIDI device, no matter what it is, to get the clock and stay in sync with, or get into sync with whatever the other device is. And so I am fully expecting the patterns to be a little janky, but I can double tap main to go into grid view. And now if I do overdub and play, it will see the notes. We can see it's recording them right there. They might be a little longer or shorter than what we had programmed in on the SP404 Mark II. But we can see it comes back over and it's just recording and overdubbing on top. We don't need overdub anymore. I can turn that off and I can stop it. So I don't have anything else really to kind of dig into here, but just to show you, if you want to take MIDI notes from the SP404 Mark II, you absolutely can. You can get them into your MPC just by following these steps. I hope this helps you out, Loudwood. Everybody else, thanks for stopping by. I hope it helps everybody else out too. Keep making music, keep having fun. Remember, if it sounds good, it is good. And peace.